The show's core themes of loyalty, ambition, power struggles, and the quest for justice have consistently resonated throughout the series. In episode 180, these themes are likely to reach new heights. The political environment in both the Byzantine Empire and the Turkish tribes remains complex, with many moving pieces, especially in relation to Osman Bey's fight for the future of the Ottoman Empire. One of the key questions heading into the next episode is the fate of the Byzantine forces, particularly with regard to the cunning and ever-scheming Nikola. His plans to thwart Osman Bey are reaching a fever pitch, and it's clear that he will stop at nothing to ensure his dominance. However, what does this mean for the alliances that Osman has carefully cultivated with his loyal followers, such as Bala Hatun, Targun Hatun, and even some of the more unlikely allies? In the midst of this political turmoil, Osman's leadership is becoming more nuanced. Episode 179 already set up the idea that Osman is not just a warrior. He is becoming a seasoned ruler, balancing both the military and diplomatic aspects of leadership. Could this be the moment when Osman's true political intelligence is put to the test? Will he have to choose between maintaining the integrity of his tribe or bending to the powerful forces that seek to manipulate him? The portrayal of Osman's character has always been complex, showing his transformation from a young warrior into a cunning strategist. But with each new challenge, it seems like this transformation is becoming more pronounced. Could this episode explore more of Osman's internal conflict? Will we see him struggle with the notion of sacrifice and the cost of the larger mission? And how will his personal relationships, especially with Bala Hatun, evolve under these high-stress conditions? Another major element that seems poised to come into play in this episode is the question of leadership within the Kai tribe. In the previous episodes, we've seen some discontent among the members, with certain characters questioning Osman's decisions. While Osman has gained the trust of many, there are still lingering tensions within his ranks. Could this episode bring these conflicts to the surface? Perhaps there are some within the tribe who feel that Osman's vision for the future of the empire is too risky or too ambitious. Will these dissenting voices pose a significant challenge to his rule? This sets the stage for a fascinating dynamic. Will the unity of the Kai tribe hold strong, or will divisions emerge that threaten its survival? Could Osman's leadership be in jeopardy if his decisions continue to alienate key members of the Kai tribe? How might the internal political struggle influence the outcome of his fight against external enemies? Feel free to leave your thoughts on this in the comments section. What do you think Osman's biggest challenge will be in the next episode? The role of key characters, tensions, betrayals, and loyalty. In episode 180, the intricate web of relationships and power dynamics within Kuruluş Osman will likely undergo several shifts. As the story progresses, it's essential to examine the key characters who have not only shaped Osman's journey thus far, but who will continue to play significant roles in the forthcoming events. While Osman's leadership is central, many of the most gripping developments arise from the interactions and motivations of his allies and enemies. Let's begin with Bala Hatun, who has been one of Osman's most trusted and consistent supporters. Her role in the series has evolved significantly from the beginning, and in recent episodes, she has become more than just a supportive wife. Bala's wisdom, strategic thinking, and emotional strength have positioned her as a central figure in Osman's life. However, episode 180 may explore how much Bala can truly influence Osman's decisions, especially when tensions rise and his decisions become more difficult. Will she be forced to challenge him on certain choices, especially if they risk the safety of their people or their family? What is compelling about Bala's character is her unwavering loyalty. But as the stakes get higher, could there be cracks in her loyalty due to personal sacrifice? There's a possibility that Bala will face moments where her own ideals clash with Osman's vision for the future. How might this impact their relationship? And And how will this shift influence the broader narrative? Could we see a more vulnerable side of Bala in this episode, possibly questioning the cost of supporting Osman and his ambitions? This would certainly add a layer of emotional complexity to their bond. On the other hand, we have Targun Hatun, whose loyalty has always been questioned by both viewers and other characters in the series. Targun's shifting allegiances and motives have kept fans on edge throughout Kuruluş Osman. In the upcoming episode, will her true intentions come to light, especially in the context of her relationship with Osman and her role in the larger political struggle? Targun has shown a deep ambition, but does that ambition outweigh her loyalty? Or is there a hidden depth to her character that we have yet to fully understand? Could Targun's actions in this episode contribute to a betrayal that could change the course of the story? She may feel increasingly sidelined as Osman consolidates power, but could that be her motivation for turning against him? This would be a major turning point, especially as it could strain Osman's already fragile relationships with those closest to him. Could Targun's potential betrayal cause a rift not only in Osman's inner circle, but in the broader struggle against Byzantine forces? The tension in her character arc is definitely something to watch closely in this upcoming episode. Then there is Nicola, whose scheming and manipulation continue to pose a significant threat to Osman and his people. The battle between Nicola and Osman has escalated throughout the series, and in episode 180, we can expect Nicola to raise the stakes even higher. His ambitions to break the unity between the Turkish tribes and weaken the influence of the Ottomans are likely to intensify. Nicola's character thrives on deception and strategic warfare, but what happens when his calculated moves begin to unravel? Could episode 180 reveal more of Nicola's weaknesses, particularly when he faces the fierce loyalty and strength of Osman's followers? This might present an opportunity for a significant shift in the power dynamics. Perhaps Nicola will make a strategic error that sets him on a path to downfall. Alternatively, could Nicola have another secret weapon at his disposal that could surprise Osman and his allies? The stakes in this rivalry are growing, and the next episode may provide crucial developments in this battle of wits. Aygul, who has been a more recent addition to the storyline, will also play an interesting role. Her alliance with Osman has been somewhat tentative, but she has shown moments of both loyalty and skepticism. Her involvement in future episodes could give insight into the loyalty of those who are not directly within Osman's closest circle. Aygul may hold the key to a pivotal alliance or could present a danger in disguise. What will her role be in this upcoming episode, especially in the context of the tense political environment? Targun Hatun. Is Targun's ambition simply a natural extension of her desire for power, or does she genuinely care for Osman in her own way? How do you think her character arc will evolve in the next episode? Nicola's schemes. How might Nicola's actions backfire in episode 180? Could we see a dramatic shift in power with Osman taking control, or will Nicola's cunning still give him the upper hand? External forces, the Byzantine Empire, and the growing threat. As the internal tensions within the Kaya tribe and among Osman's allies unfold, external threats continue to loom large. One of the key elements to consider in the upcoming episode is the ongoing pressure from the Byzantine Empire and its various factions, particularly Nicola's role in the empire's struggle against Osman's growing influence. The conflict between the Ottomans and the Byzantines has always been central to Kuruluş Osman, and with each passing episode, the stakes grow higher. Episode 180 promises to bring even more intense developments, particularly in the interactions between Osman and his Byzantine adversaries. Nicola, as we've seen throughout the series, has been a master of manipulation. But what happens when his resources start to dwindle and his forces become fragmented? As we look ahead into episode 180, there's a distinct possibility that Nicola's schemes may finally begin to unravel. Could Osman's forces have successfully turned some of Nicola's allies against him, or perhaps even laid traps to expose his true intentions? If this occurs, we might witness Nicola's once formidable position start to weaken, creating a shift in the balance of power. However, it's important to remember that Nicola is a patient and calculating leader, and his next move may very well be his most dangerous yet. Could Nicola pull off a dramatic maneuver that leaves Osman and his people caught off guard? Furthermore, we can't overlook the looming threat of the Byzantine Empire's military strength. While Nicola's schemes may be faltering, the Byzantine Empire itself remains a formidable force, and Episode 180 could explore the mobilization of a larger, more coordinated offensive against Osman. With the support of his Byzantine allies, could Nicola orchestrate an attack that forces Osman to divert his attention from internal struggles to a large-scale military confrontation? The possibility of a full-scale war between the Ottoman forces and the Byzantine Empire seems imminent. If this occurs, it could test Osman's strategic and military prowess in ways we have not yet seen. How will Osman respond to such a grave external threat? Will he have the resources to confront the Byzantine Empire head-on, or will he be forced into a temporary retreat to regroup and strengthen his position? Another external force to consider is the Mongol threat. While the Mongols may not have been as prominent in recent episodes, they remain a looming danger to the Turkish tribes and their efforts to establish a unified empire. Could the Mongols make a surprise return in Episode 180, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense situation? If the Mongols decide to intervene, how will Osman navigate the shifting alliances between the Byzantines, the Mongols, and the Turkish tribes? Episode 180 might just provide a glimpse into this possibility, especially as Osman's influence grows and the political landscape becomes even more fragmented. Will Osman be able to balance the various external threats, or will the pressure from all sides force him to make difficult decisions about alliances and warfare? The Seljuk Sultanate is also an important external factor to consider. While Osman's ambitions have often been seen as in conflict with the Sultanate's authority, the Sultanate's position remains somewhat ambiguous. Could Episode 180 highlight further developments in the relationship between Osman and the Seljuk Sultan? Will the Sultan begin to view Osman's growing power as a threat, or will there be a renewed effort to form an alliance? If tensions between Osman and the Sultan escalate, this could further complicate Osman's mission and force him to make crucial decisions regarding his loyalty and long-term goals. Nicola's plans. Do you think Nicola's position is starting to weaken, or is he just biding his time for the right moment to strike back? What kind of strategy will he employ in the upcoming episodes to regain control? Mongol threat. Could the Mongols re-enter the picture in Episode 180? How do you think Osman will manage the external pressure from both the Byzantine Empire and the Mongols? Will his strategic acumen be enough to outmaneuver both forces? Seljuk Sultanate. What role do you think the Seljuk Sultanate will play in the events of Episode 180? Do you foresee an alliance, or will there be rising tensions between Osman and the Sultan? Leave your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. How do you think the external political forces will shape the developments in Episode 180?